From debt to owning a business, how a simple salesman became a god in his field in 6 months. It all started with a single, crumpled eviction notice. For Alex, a 28-year-old car salesman, that piece of paper wasn't just a threat, it was a scoreboard, and he was losing badly. He was drowning in debt, his commission checks were shrinking, and the pressure from his manager, Mr. Henderson, was relentless. Henderson was a dinosaur from another era, a man who believed sales was a numbers game won by loud voices and aggressive handshakes. He'd mock Alex's quiet, analytical approach in front of everyone. "You're too soft for this business, kid," he'd sneer, slapping a stack of dismal sales reports on Alex's desk. "You'll be out on the street by Christmas." Every morning, Alex would walk onto the lot, his stomach twisting into knots. He watched his colleagues, like the charismatic veteran Mark, close deals with what seemed like effortless charm. Mark would laugh, schmooze, and walk away with a signed contract while Alex was still trying to explain the finer points of engine performance. He knew the cars inside and out better than anyone. He believed in the product, but he couldn't connect with people. He felt invisible, a ghost haunting the polished chrome and new car smell. He'd tried everything, mimicking Mark's jokes, Henderson's aggressive tactics, even memorizing scripts he found online. Nothing worked. The debt collector's calls became more frequent, and the eviction notice felt heavier in his pocket each day. He was at a breaking point, staring at his reflection in a showroom window, wondering if Henderson was right. One rainy Tuesday, with the dealership deserted, Alex was scrolling aimlessly through his phone, feeling the familiar weight of despair. Then he stumbled upon an article about a new AI sales assistant. It claimed to analyze customer personality types from conversations and suggest personalized sales pitches in real time. It sounded like something from a sci-fi movie. A gimmick, but a free trial button glowed on the screen, and with nothing left to lose, he clicked Italiano. That night, instead of watching TV, he fed the AI transcripts of his failed sales attempts, his notes, and every bit of car knowledge he had. He described his ideal customer, his worst customer, and the condescending tone of Mr. Henderson. The AI, which he privately named Oracle, began to learn. The next day, a young couple walked onto the lot, looking overwhelmed. Alex felt his usual anxiety spike. He discreetly activated the AI on his phone. As he spoke to them, a small earpiece fed him suggestions from Oracle. "They are analytical buyers," it whispered. "Focus on safety ratings and long-term value, not speed. Use phrases like investment and peace of mind." Alex followed the script, his voice steadier than usual. He wasn't just spewing facts. He was answering questions they hadn't even thought to ask yet. An hour later, to his astonishment, they shook his hand and bought the safest, most practical family SUV on the lots. It was his first sale in 2 weeks. He felt a spark of something he hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. This small victory became a turning point. Alex began to rely on Oracle for every interaction. The AI was his secret weapon. It helped him read body language through subtle cues he described to it. It analyzed vocal tones, identifying hesitation or excitement. The customer crossed his arms. "He's skeptical about the price. Pivot to the financing options now," Oracle would advise. She mentioned her dog. "Bring up the spacious trunk and ease its clean interior." Alex was no longer just a salesman. He was a mind reader, a problem solver. His sales numbers skyrocketed. He went from the bottom of the leaderboard to the very top in just 1 month. His colleagues were baffled. Mark tried to get his secret, cornering him in the break room. "What's your deal, man? You on some new wonder drug?" Alex just smiled and said, "I'm just listening better." Henderson was even more suspicious, watching him like a hawk, unable to understand how the soft kid was suddenly outperforming everyone. He was paying off his debts, one commission check at a time. The eviction notice was a distant memory. 3 months in, Alex was a legend. Customers started asking for him by name. He wasn't just selling cars. He was building relationships, guided by his digital He had customized Oracle so much that it felt like an extension of his own brain. But with his success came a new problem. Guilt. Was this really him succeeding, or was he a fraud, a puppet being controlled by an algorithm? The praise felt hollow. One evening, Henderson called him into his office. Alex expected another round of suspicion. Instead, Henderson pushed a contract across the desk. "I'm promoting you to sales manager," he said, his voice gruff with something that sounded like respect. "I don't know how you're doing it, but you need to teach everyone else." Alex stared at the contract. This was everything he had ever wanted. But the thought of teaching his methods meant revealing his secret. The guilt gnawed at him. Was he a cheat? That night, he sat in his car, the engine off, the sales manager contract on the passenger seat. He turned to his phone. "Oracle," he typed, "am I a fraud?" The AI's response was instant. "You provide the data, the empathy, and the final decision. I provide the analysis. The success is a collaboration. You didn't outsource your personality, you enhanced your perception." The words hit him hard. Oracle wasn't a crutch. It was a tool like a calculator for emotions. He had been so focused on the how that he'd forgotten the why. He wanted to help people find the right car, and that's exactly what he was doing, more effectively than ever before. He realized the AI didn't close the deals. It simply cleared the fog, allowing his genuine expertise and desire to help shine through. The tool didn't make the man. The man learned how to master the tool. The next day, Alex walked into Henderson's office and accepted the promotion. But he had his own terms. He didn't reveal the AI. Instead, he started training his team on the principles he had learned. Listen for keywords, he'd teach. Pay attention to what they aren't saying. Focus on solving their problem, not on making your commission. He was teaching them to be more empathetic, more observant, to be the human part of the equation that the AI could only ever analyze. Sales for the entire dealership soared. 6 months after receiving his eviction notice, Alex handed in his resignation. Using his savings and a small business loan, he launched his own company, a consultancy firm with a unique product. He had refined Oracle into a commercial software designed to help businesses understand their customers on a deeper level. His first client, his old dealership, with Mr. Henderson signing the contract. Alex wasn't just a salesman anymore. He had transformed from a man drowning in debt to a pioneer in a new field of sales, proving that the best technology doesn't replace humanity, it amplifies it.